The Joe Schmo public wasn't accessing it. It was law enforcement.
I'll tell you why it was federal law enforcement. We'll talk about that off camera. But I can tell you what was going on. But outside of that, I will say this. Let me just say this. This is my stance in the whole situation. And shout out to Corky, shout out to Dan. I am, and I repeat this point, I am okay with law enforcement having access to public information for the betterment for the safety of our community.
Kidnapping suspect arrested. Kidnapping suspects arrested. Just to give an example of when flock cameras have served some good in the community. Earlier this morning, Galt PD was contacted by an outside agency that said that a suspect of kidnapping, et cetera, was located in the community. So this was a good example that utilizing flock cameras can help.
That's what my tax dollars are paying for. That's what his tax dollars are paying for them to protect our communities and make our city safer. I am also, I have to reiterate this. I am very much in support of people having a healthy amount of skepticism to say, hey, how far is this oppressing on our rights? We're Americans. We're true Americans. If you're an American, it's naturally in the American spirit to question government. That's the most American thing in the world, is to question government. That's why all them goddamn good old boys in South Carolina do it. That's where they raging heck. Shout out to Pickens County Sheriff's Department. That's where my family's from.
Safety cameras. They can be a valuable tool for finding missing children, locating stolen vehicles, identifying violent criminals, and helping intercept dangerous illicit drugs that are headed for Pickens County. But no government tool should exist without guardrails or limitations. In fact, every single tool available to law enforcement can be misused, no different than flock. And that is why the courts have continually placed limits on government power, and why there must be real consequences when those limits are violated.
That's why they're raising heck about it right now. So a healthy amount of skepticism is valid. Now, at the same time, I support law enforcement. I want them to have the tools to protect our community because our tax dollars are paying for it. But at the same time, you are more than welcome as a tax-paying citizen to say, hey, you know what? But let's just make sure our rights, our liberties as American aren't being oppressed upon too much. That's all.
Here's another thing too. Sorry, my microphone down. Here's another thing too. When the city council of Galt makes decisions on things like this, you know, there's an opportunity for public citizens of Galt to come and weigh in. What I can tell you is, based on the conversations I've had before we had flock cameras, and then since we've had flock cameras, all this time we've had them in operation, even all this stuff going on right now, what I can tell you is that as a city council member, I'm never going to make a decision that's going to make everybody happy. No. I'm going to say this is what we should do, and there's going to be a certain amount of people that say, I don't like that. I wish you would not have voted on that. And there's going to be some people over here that say, I agree with what you did. Thank you for doing that. What I can tell you is, I would think it's safe to say that 75% of the people in the city of Galt are okay with having the flock cameras in the city of Galt. Now, that 25%, that's a lot. 25% of Galt's a large number. 25% of Galt's like, what is that? Probably $5,000? 5,000 people, right? So let's just assume that 5,000 people in Galt didn't want flock cameras. So now I'm, as a city council member, I'm going to say no to flock cameras. And when you have 20,000 that want it, but 5,000 don't. See, this is how you have to. No, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying. I'm just talking out loud. So what I'm saying is that as a public official, and when it has to make decisions, you're never going to make decisions that everyone's going to be happy with. But I have to weigh the facts. I have to weigh the pros. I have to weigh the cons, and I have to decide what's in the best interest of the city of Galt. And for me, while I'm in office, and the next guy can come along, and you can vote somebody else in, and they can do whatever. But as long as I'm in office, public safety is going to be one of my top priorities, and I will always support the flock camera system and what our police do, period.